Wonderful. All right. So are you able to see my screen? I've also put in the PPT. So yesterday, if you remember, I told you any data analytics tool will typically have a few fundamental features, correct? For example, the first feature would be, if I click on, let's say ECAT, the first feature will be to cleanse the data. I mean, this software calls it as curate. Some other software may call it with different names, but let's focus on the concepts which I want to take you through. The first is the tab called as curate. Second is the tab called profile. Third is the tab called analyze. Then you do investigate, and of course some bit of documentation, etc. Now here you have a lot of features, and then something to do with utilities, etc. Then lastly you have some various basic tools, some help options, etc. Okay, so that's how a typical data analytics tool will have. So now those of you are starting afresh, go to this ECAT tab, click on test data, and what you can do is this to test data, you can reload it once again also. So assuming I'm closing my spreadsheet, okay, I click on test data. Now it says, do you want to click yes to load fresh sample data? So I say yes. So then what happens? The fresh sample data is what is getting loaded. So your yesterday's data would have disappeared. So the first thing we are going to look into is harmonize sheets. Okay, just as a quick feedback, sorry, as a quick gist. So harmonize sheet is a feature where you can, sort of cleanse the entire sheet in the format in which we want. So you can go simply click on transform and harmonize sheets. And the moment you click on harmonize sheets, I choose select basic options. And when I've chosen select basic options, now here I also get an option to choose remove topics rows. Now this remove topics rows is basically handy because if you see this particular sheet, you find at least about 13 line items which is not relevant for you. And you also find one image, or you find one text, you find one symbol, arrow mark. So all these basic things it can sort of remove it. So I click on 13 over here. Okay, and you can also do it with me in, if you have this test data. So, and you can click on OK. What happens? Parallelly, the entire thing gets cleaned up. So now my data is in a analyzable format. So that's basically harmonized sheets for you. Okay, so second thing which we have to look into is column statistics. So column statistics gives you a perspective of what exactly is the overall statistics about that particular column. It could be a date-based column, it could be a PO-based column, or a number-based column, or it could be a vendor name sort of a column. So I think in the previous session we did the column statistics for procurement. Let us do column statistics for sales. Okay, so let us do column statistics for sales. So when I click on column statistics for sales, I can choose any of these fields. So if you remember yesterday we applied it on date field. Can we apply on invoice field? So I go click on data. This is the options available. I have details and various options. So I go click on column statistics. The moment I choose column statistics, a tab will open up and it will ask you whether you want statistics for invoice number or sales. I'm choosing invoice number and I say, give me all the numeric statistics. And I just say, okay, let's see what happens. How to convert column data into row data? That's transpose. There is one simple formula in Excel. You can copy the data and transpose it. Alternatively, you can use this tool as well. Okay, now statistics. Look at this. The average of positive records is 4,332. And the average of negative records is null. What is the meaning of this? That means there are no negative line items. This is the average of all records because obviously you don't have a negative. Number of negative records 0. Number of positive records 6663. Total number of records 6666. What is your inference by just looking into this? What is your inference by just looking into this? Number of positive records is 6663, whereas number of records is 6666. Are you getting the concept here? Yes. So can you see the difference over here? So what is your inference? There is no negative record. Very good. Okay. Positive and total number is 6666. Okay. But look at this. Total number of positive records is 6663, whereas total number of records is 6666, and negative records is 0. That means what? Very good. There are 3 records which are blank. Wonderful. Like you rightly said, there are 3 records which are blank. Now look at this. There are total number of distinct records are only 6652. And on which have we applied? On invoice number we have applied. That means out of the total 6666, 663 only positive records are there. That means 3 are already blank. We have identified. Over and above that, look at the number of distinct records. 6652 distinct records I have. That means, can I conclude 6663 minus 6652 on an average 11 records I have duplication? No, it need not be null value. Null value is between these both, right? Look at this. Look at the simple way you can just draw inference. 6666 is total records. Positive records is 6663. Therefore, the differential of null value records 3 we have identified. But if I come down a little further, you find total number of distinct records 6652. That means what? 6652 is the places where we have the data. 6663 is where we have the total values. Therefore, that minus this, my dear friends, you are having some sort of a duplicate invoice number. Now, don't you think this is going to save so much time for you to just get a profile of what your data is? Correct? So this is what is called as the power of analytics, where without even going to, if you have to do the normal method, what will you have to do? You have to choose the entire column, go to conditional formatting, highlight duplicates, filter duplicates. My goodness, so much time it takes. But if you are doing this in a click of a button, you will get the entire thought process. Now the question is, as an auditor, where can you use this? As an auditor, you can use this. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to give you scenarios. I'm just trying to give you scenarios so that you'll be able to understand where you can use this. As an auditor, the moment you get any data, first apply column statistics. Of course, this is after you have formatted the data. The moment you formatted and got the data into shape, do not blindly start applying, oh, I'll use a pivot, ye mein kar denga, wo karenga, ye karenga. I don't think what will happen. What we have to focus, my dear friends, is, can I understand this data at a bird's eye view level, at probably 35,000 feet level? Can I get an overall idea about the data? That is where column statistics is very, very handy. So let me quickly move further. Sum of negative records is null because here also we have it, so that's okay. Sum of positive records, sum of all records, so obviously both should give the same. And look at this beautiful thing, minimum value and maximum value. So you also know what is the range of invoices. I was told that in GST portal, you also have, in GSTR1, sometimes you have to also give the invoice number. I'm not sure whether that's a mandatory feature, but there is a concept like that. So you can now check these, correct? Now assuming you're doing an audit of e-way bill, correct? You want the e-way bill to be serially numbered, or let's say your GST and invoices to be serial numbered, etc. In a click of a button, you can identify all of this, correct? Net value is null, range they've given, variance, let's not go into these things, and they've given number of cells with inconsistent formula. Look at this. This is also very good exercise. Many times you will have an Excel spreadsheet where A plus B is equal to C, A plus B is equal to C, A plus B is equal to C. One of the formulas somewhere, assuming a fraudster wants to do some mischief, etc., he would have actually gone ahead and made some minor modification. You will not even be able to realize it, correct? So this is where all these things becomes very handy. Now I want to save this. What will I do? Participants, please tell me, if I want to save the statistics, what will I do? There is one option. Yeah, no, don't do copy paste. Don't do copy paste. Just click on this option called Excel view. Just click on this option called Excel view. बस हो गया, मेरा data record भी हो गया, correct? Okay, somebody was asking, sir, how can I use Excel to identify duplicates? So I'm filtering this. Okay, the moment I apply filter, I'm using Excel because somebody was asking me. I choose the invoice number column. I go to home tab. There is an option called conditional formatting. Under that, I have what is called as duplicate values. So just click on duplicate values. You can highlight it in the color you want, yellow, green, whatever. I just say okay. Now it is highlighted. I just have to go here. Go to the filter tab now. Alt down arrow. Filter by color. The moment I do this, I will get all the duplicate values. Can you find it? It's given me all the duplicate values, including space also it's considered as duplicate value. Wonderful. All of us are clear with this. Can we proceed next? So what is the various statistics we have got? Column statistics. Now, can you please apply statistics based upon, let's say, invoice date quickly? Can you please apply the invoice date statistics and tell me what is it that you get to know from that? Please apply. Based on invoice date, please apply the column statistics. Please apply the transactions more than dates based statistics, which month, why highest sale, etc. Okay, why are they more than 11? We will explore that. I just gave you a preliminary idea that there could be 11. Maybe there could have been a space, my dear friend. Correct? Of course, there is one more function for us to identify. So the way we should conclude is no doubt 11 was a duplication, or you can also conclude 11 are inconsistent. We'll apply one more function to identify the exact duplicates. Don't worry. Now, please apply date-based statistics. What will you get? How do I apply date-based statistics? Anybody? Can anybody guide me? So I go to ECAD tab, under that details, under that column statistics. The moment I go click on column statistics, here I choose date, invoice date, select all date statistics, and then just say okay. Now, just for your reference, if you want some help, sir, ye isko kahan par apply karna? You can always click on this quick tip. Can you see here? One simple guide. So you can click on quick tip. So it will display column-wise statistics of numeric data or character. Example, overall perspective of all the columns in the data before an in-depth audit. And there's also a video link. So if you want to have some video lookout, it will take you to a YouTube video where this particular feature is being explained. Of course, videos for some it may be there, some it may not be there, but I hope you will be able to get an idea from this. Okay, let's quickly come back. So that is one of the reasons I find this tool very handy, is because it is more like a easy to use tool. I need not know too much of rocket science and other things. Just click, deploy, get started. Okay, can you see here? I'm getting this date statistics. Are you also able to get the same information? Can you now tell me which is the month where highest sales are there? Which is the month where I'm having the highest sales? Please drop it in the chat window. Month, not day, month. Which month I have the highest sales? Oh, bole to October, huh? Okay. Okay. October, okay. Which is the day I have the highest statistic sales or highest sales? I'm covering it, otherwise you'll tell the answer from my screen. Yeah, Tuesday. Which is the day on which you have the least sales? Least sales? Oh, you're telling the answer from chat window. Okay. Okay. Wednesday is the least sales. So you got some fair bit of idea. So now you can always save this in Excel so that your work paper is ready. Let's come back to this. All of us are clear with what is column statistics. So let's quickly jump to the next function. And the next function, this was the function we looked into it, but just have a quick recap. What is called as a classify. What does a classify do? Classify is quite similar to that of your pivot. What does a classify do? Classify is basically, it groups each distinct value in a character column and displays the sum or the count. So basically it groups your various information. For instance, can you apply classify on this data? So here what we do, we go to data. There is an option called classify. Can you find it here? Data, you have an option about classify. So the moment you say data and classify, you have the various field based on which you can classify. If you classify based on name, I don't think it makes sense because you have so many features. So you can classify based on user ID and you can summarize based on sales. Because if you summarize based on invoice, it doesn't make any sense. Now you want percentage, you want average minimum, okay. Now you want result form or you want an Excel sheet, you can choose either of these options. Now you can simply say okay for the time being. Let's see what happens. Can you see this quick result which we have got? We have got classify based on user ID, and one shocking thing is user ID also is blank, my dear friends. Look at this. User ID also is blank. That means what? For certain cases, we don't have the user ID at all defined. So we don't know who has actually done this transaction. Now, don't you think here in a click of a button, my dear friends, you are able to get a Pareto analysis? Why do I say Pareto analysis? Look at this. Percentage of sales is here. I just double click. I know which are the highest volume items. Correct? At the same time, I am also having count of user ID and the percentage of the user ID. So this is constituting 34% with 11.34%, 29%, 14.54%. Are you getting an idea? Have you tried it? It's a combination, sir. It's a combination. Basically, what it does is there are some functions of Excel, some things are coded. No, it's a combination of everything, and therefore that tool is being developed. See, the way I look at it is I am not much worried about what is the background or how the tool is being developed. I am more interested in what the tool can do for me. See, because it's very important for us as professionals, you need to understand, मेरे को इस tool से क्या फायदा है? Can I save my time? Can I increase my productivity? Can I ensure that my time I am saving, at the same time I am able to get some sort of a return on investment on the tool as well as on my time? See, the next few days and next few years, the entire world economics is going to be different. People are going to honor and pay only for the value which we demonstrate. If we are not able to demonstrate value, people will think, sir, what is the point? Might as well go there. No, this is a very on a jovial note, but this is one of the things which I happened to hear in one of the DISA batches. I was taking a DISA batch, of course, the pre-COVID era. One of the CA, he came in front of me and he said, sir, I'm facing few challenging times now in the profession. I said, sir, if you may please like to share, you can please let me share your experiences, what happened. That CA, what he said was, he said, 3 or 4 of my article staff who finished their qualification, they took training under me, etc. They were very good. They now started their own practice. I was happy. But one of that article staff set up the office right opposite to my office. And he, in fact, to some extent, he went and called up our clients and he said, we will be able to do the work at 30-40% of the price. And he took over a few of our clients. And I was frankly speaking, I was disturbed. Frankly speaking, I was disturbed. I was like, what is this? Why all these and things like that. But that has become the reality. I'm not talking about article staff. Tomorrow, the competition from our profession can be from somebody else whom you don't even know. A robot can be a competition for a profession. Don't you think so? A robot can be a competition for our profession. Today, the future is we are talking about a concept of cobots. Cobots is where you are working right next to your robot is working. Okay, and I'm talking about that sort of a setup. So which means we need to embrace technology. If we do not embrace technology, my dear friends, we will be in the back foot. All right, and yes. So I hope this is clear. You got an idea where we can use this. Okay, now please tell me which all cases I can use a classify. Where all can I use a classify? Please give me a few examples. Where all can I use classify? For those of you who think classify is like to some extent, it's like a pivot. You're right. Sayamji, you're right. It is to get an overall high level view of the data. Are you clear? It will give you an overall high level view, but the view may not be exactly how it appears in a pivot because each software has this thing. Now, can we apply classify if you have a GSTR2A? Assuming you have a GSTR2A of your client, which you have downloaded from the income GST website. Now, where can you apply classify? On what field will you apply classify? Here you apply classify based on user ID. In that case, where will you apply classify? Think. Please let me know where all can we apply classify. Can we apply on Supplier, wonderful. Party names, very good. Can we apply based on rate also? Based on rate, can we apply? How much is 18%? How much is 28%? How much is that 6% and 12%? Tax element. Then you have composition. Then I think you also have some category, written, filed, not filed. Some final or some U and F or something like that appears. Various categories. I hope you got an idea. Now what do? I want to save this. Now if I want an Excel chart, I can create an Excel chart as well. I just create an Excel chart. So it just pushes this data from this Excel into a small matrix like this, which you can see over here. Correct? So I have a chart like this. It says classify on user ID, count of user ID, cluster column chart. I mean, you need to get some bit of an idea about charts, then you can apply this. Okay, so here I have the data. Now I can obviously go and alter this. If I don't want, I can always choose some other type. The best way is choose this entire data set and just go to insert tab and click on recommended charts. It will only recommend some charts for you. Just why you take so much tension? You can always see whether this will be holding good or not and things like that. So you'll roughly get an idea. Uske baad you can always see how much you can do. Look at this. I mean, I'm just giving you an example. What is the inference of this? Over a point in time only you will be able to get an idea. Does it make sense? So your visualization is also possible with simple methods. Oh, okay. So Pawan and Sunaina dropped a message saying it is supplier, party name, tax element. Wonderful. All right. Can we go to the next test? The next test which you're going to look into is from classify. Okay. Do you want to apply classify with any other function, any other field? Would you like to apply classify with any other field? Vikas Siddhi. Okay. We'll take your question only. Now your question is, I need to modify the query. Like suppose I choose only user ID and do what, sir? What is it that I want to do? I choose only the user ID and I want to do something. What is it that I want to do? I hope my voice is better, clear. Hello, hi. Yeah, thank you. I think sometimes there is always that gap between the conversation. Let us, we'll have to, consider that like a inherent risk. Yeah, earlier we used user ID and sales. Correct. Now what can I do? I can run it with name, but names are so many, right? What will I get with the name? Correct. Maybe this data user ID is the best. You can still apply classify. You can still apply classify. Not that I'm denying it. Okay. Pawan, I just gave an example where all classify you can use. आप use कर सकते हैं GST 2A पर. Apply this on the GST 2A. In terms of purchases, in terms of vendor, in terms of sales, in terms of category, correct? You can apply it there. Then you can also apply it based on, let's say you have a sales file, you can apply based on product. I want to add one more field like date. You can do, sir. We'll give it a try. So there is a limitation in date, but nevertheless we can try. Let's say user ID I use. Sales I want, summarize, correct? Average, minimum, max, if I want, I can choose that. Then what I will do, I will group by, I will say group by invoice date. Now what it will do is, date wise, it will give me the sales. So date wise for each of the user ID, it will give me the sales. I repeat it, date wise for each user ID, it will give me the sales. So I can just say, okay, let's do this. You can try it in parallel. Look at this report. I have user ID and I have the date. Now what I'll do, I'll just drag this column and pull it over here, just for my easy reference. Now it gives me, based upon the user ID, based upon the invoice date, how many transactions have taken place. Look at this beautiful report. Now for example, I know blank user ID on these dates, the sales have taken place. What are each of them? अगर मेरे को ये दोनों चीज क्या है, मेरे को doubt है. I want to know what these two items are. सिर्फ इसको डबल क्लिक करेंगे तो you get the attributes. So you get the information saying that these are all the blank fields. So you have to pick and choose what is the date. 14th May, can you see 2 dates are there? Then you have 21st June, then you have 18th September, 26th, you have this entire information. Does it make sense? Are you able to get an idea? All right, what else can we do? We can, one more beautiful thing, I can also apply filter now. कैसा filter apply कर सकते हैं? अगर मान लो I click on, I want transactions which have happened only on 15th of August. Why? We know it's a holiday, but I want to know how these transactions have taken place. Okay, there are no transactions on 15th of August. So let me choose 16th of August. Correct? So I can, okay, sorry, I think I have to choose here is equal to. Can you see? I chose is equal to and I just chose 16th of August or I choose 15th of August. Can you see here? It's so dynamic. As and when I type the date, I am getting the information. Useful? No, I don't want, just choose a blank here. Sab kuch hai. Now I can also classify based on user ID. Mr. AA, how many days he has done. Now the same thing I can now put it into a chart. I can do some visualization, you know, a lot of things. I hope classify is clear. Sir, there are other tabs also in classify. I'll just come to that, sir. Sorry, Prachi. I'll just come to that, man. I just now save it as an Excel. See, this tool is in such a simple manner and lucid manner. I think we have to just keep on doing lot of trial and errors. We will invariably learn what it is. Okay. So let's, somebody was asking, can I try classify based on other tabs? Let's do that as well. So I'm choosing classify. The moment I choose classify, I think classify based on name, sorry, user ID, that is something which we are clear. Because if I do name classification, too many line items will appear. So that is something which we have understood. Average, minimum, max, I can choose. Group by we saw. Now here I have computation. Now here I can try to do some sort of a classification where I am doing a comparison with two other sheets also. I can choose a primary sheet and a secondary sheet. Here, wherever the data is matching, only in that case I can run this function. So as of now I'm not going to choose this. Okay, so I'm going to go to compare. Compare is again where I can put in some condition and then do the classification. For example, I want all the sales which is greater than, correct? But here, can I compare sales and invoice number? It doesn't make sense. So if this file, this data set, I cannot use that. Now I want only some fields to be displayed. I don't want all these fields to be displayed. So I can choose that. Or I can write a simple condition, boss. I choose user ID and sales. I don't want grouping, but I want a condition. Give me the sales which are only less than 500. So I say, run this entire exercise only where sales is less than or equal to, sorry, not 500, I'll say 25,000. Okay, now I run this. Now what it will do, it will give me the grouping summary if and only if for sales is less than 25,000. Let's try to run this. Now this is where your data analytics tools becomes really, really powerful. Look at this. All the sales less than 25,000 only get it. How do I know? Look at this minimum sales and maximum sales. You see the range? Maximum is 25,000. Now imagine this, you have to run it in an Excel. It is very, very difficult. You need to write a lot of formulae. Are you getting it? Imagine the time which it can save. This can also give you a conclusion. See, these are the only 4 users who are always dealing with less than 25,000 items. Correct? You can profile a person. Is there a user manual of ECAT? Okay. There is a lot of video libraries available, which I will give that to you. Fine, sir? Wonderful. And also, I think we have the contact details of the vendor. We can always write to them. We can always explore. See, my way of looking at this is, first is understand the features of the software, or data analytics. Where all the softwares have got a lot of features, correct? So let's say we have understood the features of this particular software. Now we need to relate the features with where we can apply. It is like saying in our accounts, we studied accounting standard 1, accounting standard 2, accounting standard 3. Very good. But I should know where to apply accounting standard 3. If an entity itself, accounting standard 3 is not applicable, what is the point in applying? Whereas accounting standard 1 is applicable for everybody. Likewise, there are multiple functions which you find in this tool which are applicable for every audit which you do. There are some other things which are applicable only for specific engagements, and this we as professional only we can look into it. That is why, as I keep on saying, only by practicing, my dear friends, you can get to know this. Correct? Don't think, sir, मेरे पास assignment नहीं है. Forget about assignment, sir. अगर आपको कल ही assignment आ गया, आपके पास knowledge skill set ready है? Yes, no, could be, may not be. I am not speculating. The question is, I think it is always better to sharpen the axe and wait for the right moment. The moment will come. Things are changing. And the future is definitely going to be technology. Future is going to be definitely data analytics. If you read the World Economic Forum report, they say that data analytics is one of the must-have skill for any sort of a professional, especially those who are dealing with finance, number crunching, accounting, statisticians, mathematicians, etc. And one unique advantage we have is, compared to that of the engineering folks, is no doubt engineering, each of them have, I'm not undermining any profession, each of them have their own way of looking at it. What we bring in as an added advantage is we have the domain expertise. We know how the sales matrix work. We know how the consumption matrix work. We know how cost optimization works. And if I use data analytics, I know what to compare with what. Because the flip side of these analytics is I can compare anything with anything. I can compare the rainfall in one place vis-a-vis the death rate in another place. What is the relevance? Correct? Anyways, coming back to the context. So all of you are clear with classify? Let's move further. Now we will do stratify. Now this classify which I did now is just a trigger point for you to get an idea, where I spoke about how you can classify, based upon all cases more than 25,000 or less than 25,000. Now, I want to apply a stratification. What is a stratification? Grouping based upon a common parameter. I group based upon a particular parameter. For example, if I do stratify based on numeric, I can group them into strata based on specific intervals, and it can display count and sum. Can we give it a try? Okay, I can also give you this presentation so that you can practice it, so that they have spoken about what are the assertions, where it is there, etc., so that you get an idea. Okay, let's quickly go to this is the sales trans file. Let's quickly go click on stratify. Where do I have stratify? Go to data tab. I have stratify. And I told you, in case you have forgotten where any of the function is, what do I do? Right click, go to this option, ECAT, search and run. You get this window, just type stratify. Correct? Now stratify, see how many types we have stratify. We have stratify numeric, date, character, key, field, aging. This is all in profile tab, this is all in investigate tab. So let's as of now go for profile tab only. So I'll click on stratify numeric. Otherwise you can go click on data tab, stratify numeric. Do you get this small table? Are you able to see my screen? It's taking a minute to load, but you should be able to get the screen. Let me load it once again. Stratify, I click on numeric. Okay. Once this loads, you will get two options over here, invoice number and sales. Do you notice that? Invoice number and sales. You can click the drop down. Do you want to create strata of invoice or strata of sales? I want to create a strata of sales so that I know what is the groups under which my sales will actually be there. Just give me a minute. I'm just pausing the share for a minute. Let me see what the issue is. It's taking a little longer than normal. Let me just refresh my screen. All right. I go to data. I go click on stratify and I choose numeric. I have a different window. Sir, you have to click on numeric stratification, sir. So click on numeric stratification. I'm just closing my spreadsheet so that I can reload the Excel. I think there has been some small. Okay, this looks fine. Let's quickly load Excel. Those of you who have got it, please click on Stratify. And once you click on Stratify, you have sales. Please choose sales. Both the first and the second option, please choose sales. Stratify based on numeric. Okay, so this is the screen which should appear for you. This is the screen which should appear for you, numeric stratification. Okay, so what did I do? Quickly to reiterate, I went to data tab, then I went to click on stratify, then I had numeric stratify. At the moment I click on this numeric stratify, a small window like this opens up. And in this window, you have what is called invoice number and sales. Now I want to stratify. What is stratify, my dear friends? It's basically creating a group. I can create a simple group so that I can analyze my sales better. Now, for example, I have clicked on field to stratify sales, field to total also is sales. Now I have a minimum value and maximum value, which the software is identified automatically by just looking into this column B. It has looked into column B and said minimum value is 500, the maximum value is 2,26,500, and it has divided it, identified what is called as an incremental value. It has said that 22,600. Now, well, let us go with the same thing for the time being. Let us now click on autofill. Do you see an option called autofill? Let that option called autofill be there and just choose fill. Let's see what happens. Please try it. Those of you who have this tool can give it a try. Can you see what happened over here? It took a minute or two, but in a click of a button, it created what is called as a groups. So remember way back in statistics, we spoke about, a concept called class interval. This is a classical example of a class interval. Correct? I've created multiple class interval of this data, and now what it will do is it will take this entire data and put it into multiple class intervals. Are you seeing this? You can put it into multiple class intervals. Now I will just say, okay, let us see what the result is. Let us see the magic. Wow, we've got a nice report. Earlier we did based on user ID, we did the profiling. So here we are doing the profiling based upon the sales. Now I get an idea that, hey, you know what? From 500 to 24,000, my dear friends, I have 66% of my sales, and that is constituting in terms of, this in terms of quantity. In terms of number, it is only 24.5. Now, don't you think this is a unique type or a different type of an ABC analysis? Correct? So that is basically the powerful feature where you can do this grouping, and the beauty is double click this, you have the entire data set with you. Correct? So that is the powerful thing. So I'll put it into Excel, and this also I will put it into Excel. Now imagine, can I do sampling out of this? Can I pick up more samplings in 4,000? In this population, I want more samples. And in this population, I want lesser samples. We can do that? Yes or no? That will be such a powerful step. Okay, we will come to that a little later because sampling is covered there, because sampling comes as a part of analyze. Now we are only profiling the data. Now imagine, forget about this. I have the add-on of this ECAT. They've come up with one more thing, and that's called as auto ECAT. Okay, this auto ECAT, what I do, I have written down certain basic things. Of course, I will not show you auto ECAT. This is something which I use. What I've written is, I have written about 10 functions. Every time data comes, I apply those 10 functions automatically on the data. And I have saved it for the future. Yes, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, Vikas ji. I have saved the function and I've told which field with what you have to compare. Of course, if the field name is different, the software will ask you, this is a mismatch. And once you enable this, every time I have to do, I just click on that auto ECAT function. It will do it. Quite similar. It is like a macro. It's like a macro, but macro is for a particular, macro you can design it for various things, but here I can decide based on the functions I want to do a macro. Are we clear with this? Yeah, somebody was asking a question, I think I missed it. Can we group it based on group ID or something. Let's see what it is. Let's click on data, stratify. Again, I click on numeric now. So I click on numeric field. Do I stratify based on invoice number? It doesn't make sense, right? Because invoice number में क्या आएगा आपको? So I will click on based on sales. Correct? Now the moment I click on sales, I have the minimum value and the maximum value. Correct? Now here, the moment I choose sales, correct? Yeah, the value is populated and the increment value has automatically come. Now I also have an option of free interval, or I can choose auto interval. I can edit this. Manlo, I make it as 25,000 and I can fill this. The beauty of this is after it is filled, I can also go ahead and edit it. मेरे को ये limit नहीं चाहिए, ये सिर्फ ये class चाहिए. You can do that as well. And that is where the beautiful feature of this comes into play. Are you clear? Can you create some other increment value and put it into the group? I want you to share the message in the WhatsApp group where you choose any other incremental value, or you go ahead and edit it and then do it. Preferably within 25,000 have two groups. Why? Because we understood that less than 25,000 is the maximum population. Yes or no? Now imagine we are doing an e-commerce company's analysis like this for sales. Pick up based on value, you can figure out what are the maximum values which is being sold. 99 rupees product is being sold more, or 199 is sold more, or 125 is being sold more. Lot of analytics you can provide. Are you with me on this? Yeah, please give it a try and post it on the WhatsApp group. I want all of you to post it on the WhatsApp group. So today we'll do WhatsApp based analytics. Based upon the number of people posting in WhatsApp, I will today consider your attendance. WhatsApp analytics. I'm just opening the WhatsApp group to see if any updates are there. So whoever gets the first update gets additional mark. Okay. I see a message from Pavanji. Very good. Pavanji, you have chosen only one criteria, 25,000 to lesser than 25,000. I would suggest please choose multiple options. Numerical stratification, it may take probably some time. In case it's not loading, you can just cancel it and try it once again. Few of you may be facing a couple of one or two challenges depending upon how the data is being loaded. It depends on your Excel, etc. But you can always close this and try once again, or close your spreadsheet, give it a try once again. Yeah, as I told you, sometimes depending upon the system features also, it may take a little longer. So I've got one response from Pavanji. Pavanji, can you please try to give few more cases? If you see in the WhatsApp group, whatever Pavanji has dropped, it's saying that there is something called upper bound and lower bound. The reason is because it is outside the class intervals. Okay. CA Jain Saurabh. Wonderful. Wonderful. 1 to 500, 500 to this thing. Very good, sir. You have customized it. Very good. So you can see between 1,000 to 10,000 and 10,000 to 1 lakh, you find lot of items. Excel is taking time. I agree. It may sometimes take a minute or two. Wonderful. So I hope all of you are getting an idea how to use this function. Very good. Very good. I'll probably take 2 or 3 more responses. What do? Data stratify. Based on numeric. Those who want to try date-based stratification, you can try. Date-based stratification, you can give it a try. See, as of now, what we are doing, it's basically a function. Vikas ji, you're just clicking on that function. Now you have to, first my suggestion is keep on exploring it. You can always double click on this, you will get an idea. Uske baad you may have to probably take up auto ECAT subscription, in that you will get an idea. Okay, I'm seeing a couple of responses. Very good. Just post it in the group. You need not message me in person because my WhatsApp will be flooded otherwise. I hope that's okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. So there's another person who's shared this. Very good. Okay. Can we now try to explore something new now? Go click on data, stratify based on date. Just give it a try. Nothing wrong. Let's see if I stratify based on date, what happens? I have an incremental value called 30 days. Correct? So just click on fill. It is automatically chosen the period. The only challenge or limitation here is it will consider based on what? The incremental value. So the exact month wise you may not get it. For that there is one more report. We will use that report. You can also choose to group by, let's say choose by group by user ID. Correct? Let's just run this. Let's see what happens. Very good. Sayan ji पूरा documentation भी बना दिया Excel में डालकर. Very good. Excel is getting hung up. Just close this and try once again, sir. I was just able to do it. Just close it and एक और बार try कीजिए. I'm trying to do as much live class as possible because we are not able to communicate here. I'm just trying to use WhatsApp as a means for communication. Now look at this. I am now having the date based upon user ID. Look at my report. Of course, mine will be a little more larger because I have multiple strata, and for each strata I have user ID. Couple of participants have raised your hand. Is it some clarification or is it by accident? If it is accident, no problem. If you have clarification, drop it in the chat window. Okay. Very good. Any other reports I'm getting? Okay. This is given by Akshay. Fantastic, Akshay. Okay. So I think we are good. Can we move further? Let's go to the next thing. This stratify numeric we saw, date also we just saw. Other options you can explore. Yeah. Next we'll go into summarize. Now summarize is what? At one shot you just want the summary of the data. You just want a very quick summary of the data. For example, I want to summarize based upon the numeric column, each distinct value, etc. Now all these things are profiling. So I go to data tab now. Now here I have an option called summarize. I just choose either a quick or a key field. Now, if you are getting a doubt, what should I use quick for key field for? Please see that explanation. Groups each distinct value in a numeric column and displays corresponding count and sum with the option to perform further analysis. Key field groups each distinct value in a numeric column, corresponding count. Data is displayed based on a key field, whereas here data is displayed based on various parameters which we can provide. Okay, so let's just try summarize based upon a unique value or based on a key field. Let's say the key field is user ID. So I choose data, summarize, key field. Now I can simply click on sales, give me the sum, count, minimum, maximum. I'm asking it to do the index. Correct? Minimum, max also you can choose. Now, what basis available index I choose based on user ID, give me an ascending order. /A or /D is nothing but ascending or descending order. So I will choose user ID descending order. So now what it will do, it will create an index based on this. Let us see. Let's see what happens. Whatever. एक shot में मेरा summarized report आएगा. Now one might say, sir, ये classify है. I agree, my dear friends. The question is how you want to use it. In a pivot, you can get an overall summary of the data. You can also calculate the sum of the data, correct? So the same way, this also can be used. Are you getting it? You might find a few functions, you know, either use this function or that function. Absolutely right. Just like in an Excel sheet, no, you can also use SUMIF, you can use sum, you know, various combinations like that you can. So are we clear with what is summarize? So summarize gave you some basic information. Now let's do one very interesting thing. This is called aging. Now aging is something which we all, you know, figure out that it's little difficult for us to identify, especially when I'm doing a stock based report, correct? So I want to do a aging of that. So for this, what I will do, again, I'll go to my data tab. I have an option called aging. Now why do I use aging? Debtors I can use aging, correct? For my inventory I can use aging. For my outstanding amount, I can use aging. Correct? Wherever I have any outstanding amount and date field, I can use it. So let's click on invoice date. You know, it's automatically chosen minimum and maximum interval that is left to me. Now I want increment based on 30. Aging date is 31/3/2017. Field to sum is obviously the sales. I cannot sum the invoice number. I just click on autofill. Look at this. I create multiple intervals. Now, agar mere ko I don't want this, I can simply go click instead of 30. I can go double click and make it as 45. Click on free interval. Click on 30. I want 45. I want what is the next one? Let's say 60. Correct. I want 90. Then I want 120, 180. Then I want 180 के बाद क्या हो सकता है? Let's say I will take 240, 360. Okay, I've just chosen this. Do I want aging summary or do I want aging details? Summary बोलेगा तो you will just get the gist. Aging details बोलेगा तो you will get the entire transaction by transaction. Let's just click aging summary now. आ गया मेरा aging. Look at this. How much is outstanding? 30 to 45 days. 122 sales. How much is blank? 0. How much is less than 30 days? 325. Because I chose that, I didn't choose the field 0. Correct? So that is why it is lower bound. Upper bound greater than 360, 178 transactions. Does it make sense now? Now where can we apply when we are doing an audit? Please tell me where we can apply aging analysis other than inventory data. Most of you do one very important audit in the month of April and May. What is that audit? Data creditor, bank audit. Bank audit, you can apply this, sir. NPA classification. Just take from the bank, statutory audit, anything. Just take from the bank. When was the last, or date of the credit from each of the bank accounts? NPA classification, perfect. Banks have a report where they can say when was the last credit or debit in a particular bank account, especially loan accounts and OD accounts. Take that overall summary, aapko mil jayega. Correct? When was the last cash deposit? You can just pick it up. Not complicated. And imagine how much of analysis we can do with this. Don't you think so? Correct? Deposit details also you can do it. Mature deposits which are due for transfer, you know, things like that. So like that, you can build in a lot of these functions. Very good. All right. So that's basically aging analysis for you. Can we go to the next function? Aging, we got an idea. So roughly we got an idea what are all the various things in data tab. Now can we look into one more thing, top X, last X? Now what is top X or last X? मेरे को सिर्फ top 10 sales चाहिए. So I just do top 10. I use this for bank audit. I wanted to verify in detail only the top 100 or 20 customers or whatever is there. So I simply said, boss, select the field to set an order. I choose sales. Give me the top sales. Give me the details or summary. Enter the number of records you want. Correct? So this is the number of records. and I just say click on group by if I want any group by. For the time being, let's just do top 10 sales. Manish ji is saying that he's getting an error. Let's see what that is. Okay, I think it's good. Not sure, sir. Just exit it. आप एक बार screenshot रख लो. I'm not too sure because it also could be some issue. But I see which Excel are you using. I think you're using a fairly older version of Excel. Just close this and try it once again, sir. Sorry, I was running this function. Here we go. Correct? Top 10 or top 20, whatever, the sales. Correct? But here what happens, it is arranged my entire sales in the order. The reason is because I do not choose how many records I want. I chose the entire data set. Correct? So what I will do is, I think I missed it because I saw somebody messaging me there. I'll just click on top X, last X. The moment I click on top X and last X, I choose sales. I choose top details. I want the top 25 sales. I just say okay. Let's see what happens. आ गया मेरा top 25 sales. Now मेरे को sample करना पड़ेगा तो मेरा sample भी ready है. Just go ahead and give it to our article staff for doing the audit. Now can we create some unique thing? I want, okay, Danish ji, I'm not sure. We will figure it out, Danish ji. You can probably exit and just give it a try. Let's click on sales, top 5 sales, but I want this to be grouped based upon user ID. So I choose which user ID. I choose as of now all this. Clear? Now let's just say okay. Let's just apply this. Look at this beautiful report. User ID wise, I get the entire sales. Correct? And I've just chosen, I think, 5. So now all the top 5 sales from each person have done the verification. Now this is handy, especially when you do bank audit. You can pick and choose your sample. All of us clear with this? Can we now try to do, this is fine. This is only the search and occurrence. Okay, fair enough. Can you now move to the analyze investigation? Correct? We're trying to go into some bit of analyze and the investigation, and one of the functions is MIS. Now, what is an MIS? MIS gives you an overall view for the data. For example, I want sales based on the day, based on the week, based on the month, based on the quarter, everything I want at one shot. So let's try that. Are you ready? So I go to analyze. Now I go to investigate tab. I'll come back to analyze. I have this powerful function. I think it is in, sorry, 1 minute. Yeah, I think I chose this. I don't know. Okay. I have analysis, investigate, analysis tab. Under that, I have this option called MIS. Are you with me? Please click on MIS. Now, what is it that I want to do MIS? I want to do the MIS on my sales. Okay. And I click on MIS. You can see already some basic things entered. I choose select all. I want MIS by the day of the month, day of the week, month, quarter, year. सब कुछ चाहिए मेरे को. Okay, sum of days exclude, I'll exclude that. Sum of days, I'll exclude that. And I want it to be ordered in the descending order based on sum. Let's just run this. You will be shocked to see the amount of analysis this one single button can do. Okay, why am I getting an error? So let's go click on analysis. Let's click on MIS. Oh, it did run it. I'm surprised why it gave an error. Okay, I think it gave a report. I think there's some, I chose the wrong option, but nevertheless, look at this. Day wise, I get to know the entire sales. Day wise summary, correct? So I can choose multiple fields. So I will choose one at a time. Analysis, MIS. I choose sales. I choose, select the date field is obviously invoice, correct? I go to MIS. I choose all of them. And let's say I choose month. Okay, I'm just choosing one field. Let's do one at a time maybe. Sometimes it goes a little uh, slower. So I'll just choose month. Let's see what the report is. Look at this. Month-wise sales, I've already got it. Now I know May month is the highest. You remember earlier we did this? Yeah. If I ask sum of days, you ignore sum of days. Don't click sum of days. So you can do MIS days on month, MIS based on days, month, etc. Don't click on sum of days. Sum of days may have to mention the field. So you want the sales to be summarized based on every 5 days. Every 5 days ka sales kitna hai? Like a running balance or a cumulative average, and you can do some stratifying based on that, etc. You can ignore that. Let's do one at a time. Let's not pick up everything. Now, don't you think there's a very quick info? You get to know that minimum sales in this period was so much, maximum sales, I don't think is displayed here. Okay. Average sales is displayed, percentage sales. So you get some idea based on this. Sir, can you give an idea of some of the day we can use? I told you, no, I want to summarize the entire sales or purchases for every 5 days. Let's say I'm having a 5 working day concept, or I'm in a month, I want to see if I want to create a 30-day month within 5 buckets. Let's say I'm doing a campaign every once in 3 days or once in 5 days. I want to see the impact of the sales of that. I can use that. We'll come to that. We'll come to that one day. So I just click on Excel. Likewise, I can do quarter, I can do year. A lot of things is possible with just this simple function. Now you can keep on arguing, sir, yes, sir, may Excel may be bana sakte. Sir, we are not denying it. Excel can give you only some things. Uske baad you have to write some macro, formula, etc. Here, with the help of a button, you are able to get all this basic information. I think that maximum I did not choose earlier, min and max. I think min was applying, max did not come, right? I did not choose that because I had to just scroll towards the right. Okay, somebody was asking sum of days. Let's say sum of days 5. Okay, let's see what is the results. It may take a little while because it has to sum up these dates, and based on that it has to run this report. Oh, you meant how to write in the field? Yeah, 5, you just write it in Word. Look at this. I have created a stratum of 73 week numbers based upon dates. It's basically 365 divided by 73. Now I got to know which week where how much sales are there. If you see April initial week, there's a lot of sales. After that, the sales are falling down. Can you get this? So I can create multiple stratum based on that. I can create 7, various things like that also possible. See, the question is, what is it that you intend to do with the data? Even after the session is over, I can explain you hundreds of things and say, aisa hai, waisa hai, and things like that. Mere ko kya kar sakte isse? That is what we have to look at. Are you clear with MIS? Now, run any other MIS of your choice. Please post it in the WhatsApp. As of now, I think about 10 to 12 responses only I've got in a batch of, I don't know, 60 odd people. So please post it. Based on that, I will have to recommend the marks. Okay, only a few of them are doing it. Yeah, can you drop a message? What is it that you have, you would like to perform? analysis under MIS, correct? You chose sales, invoice date is there, correct? Now you chosen descending order, all this basic information, and you also chosen select all here. Let's try week of the day, or you can say day of the week, that is better. Day of the week. What is day of the week? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Those of you who have completed, please drop a message in the chat window. Look at this. Simple. We are able to get a bird's eye view on this. Correct? Minimum sale, maximum sale, what day. And I know my least sales is always on what day? Wednesday. That is why if you go to some of these supermarkets, they have Wednesday bazaar offer. And this is not only here, general tendency is Wednesday always in retail is a least sale. That is why Wednesday always has some or the other offer. So some messages are coming in. Let's see what these messages are. Okay, somebody is given quarterly information. We have somebody who's given month, year. Very good. Wonderful. I have one more person who's posted based on day. Very good. Wonderful. Thank you. So let's quickly move to the next function, and this is called as outliers. Now, what is outliers? Now, outliers is a very powerful function where you can get to know those fellows who are outside the normal population. See, if you remember long back in statistics, we had read a concept called, bell curve. Majority of the population comes within the bell curve. Maximum, smaller fellows are outside. Those fellows are called as outliers, correct? So the same way, any sales, any purchases, who is, let's say, 3 times more than that average, 5 times more than that average sales, 8 times of the standard deviation, like that you can identify outliers. So if you're doing some bit of stock analysis, if you're doing some bit of sales analysis, which product is running well, which product is not running well, etc., you can use this. Even for stock market, if you have to calculate beta and other things, you can use this. So what do? I click on analysis, and I have an option called outliers. Sorry, I think this will come under identify outliers, right? Yeah, this will come under analyze tab, identify outliers. Okay, now outliers I have by mask, by bounds. I'll just choose by numbers. Simple. Okay, so I want outlier of what? Sales, obviously. Grouping, I don't want anything. Any fellow who is more than 3 times the average. Correct? So I can click on this. Result form and just say okay. Are you able to get it? So who are all the sales which is much more. So I realize that 3 times is not a good outlier because there may be many legitimate cases. Maybe now I should increase it to 5 times of the sales or 5 times of the deviation. So like that I can do some analysis, and that's an outlier. The next powerful function is identify duplicates. You remember earlier we did some magic. We were trying to do here, there verification. So let's try to do that. I go click on identify tab and I have an option called duplicates. Identify duplicates. I hope you are with me. I click on identify. Under identify, there's an option called duplicate. Under duplicates, you have various features. So I just click on identify duplicates. Now here, which duplicate do I want to identify? Do I want to identify sales, invoice number, what? I obviously want to look into invoice number. Don't you think so? Correct. Now, I can just add unique serial number in duplicates in all. We will ignore this for the timing. We'll just do basic checks. So field to detect is invoice number, details, results. I'll just say. Now let's see what happens. Look at this. One shot, मेरे को सब कुछ आ गया. Can you see how many duplicate invoice numbers are there? Earlier somebody was asking, no sir, Excel was showing 24, 27. So, yeah, here also you got 24. The balance 3 was space. So these are all duplicate invoice numbers. Now you can decide what is the action you have to take based upon this. You can just assign this to somebody and ask them to verify. In fact, my suggestion would be use 5 to 10 functions, 20 functions, you'll get an idea. Use it on different data sets. Once you've got a full idea about this, you can automate this work. And you can tell the moment data comes, ask one of your staff to apply this 10 functions, 20 functions, results will come. You spend a few minutes, half an hour or 1 hour analyzing that results. And you tell the boss, these are all deviations, go and verify. On the other end, you can also do one more unique type. What you can do is, you can probably see how many cases do I have, which are, I apply all this, and you check what your staff has done the audit, cross verify. Correct? Don't you think you will save time? Okay, now the same identify, there is one more option. Instead of duplicate, there's something called gap. And this gap, I'm going to choose again based on numeric. So when I have invoice numbers and I have a gap in that invoice number, I can try to catch hold of this. So I go click on invoice number. I have starting value, ending value. Obviously, my interval should be 1. Let's apply this. It's the same, it's a little different from what we saw earlier. Earlier, it used to give me duplicate invoice. Now it is giving me gaps in the invoice. Please try this. See how quickly it is possible. Click of a button, you are able to get the gaps. Is this tool handy? Easy for us to use? Yeah, these are missing invoices. Yes, you're absolutely right, Pavanji. These are missing invoices. Invoice is missing, or that particular invoice number, serial number is missing. Wonderful. Okay, so let's quickly move to the next thing. I think identify duplicates I took you through. Then we can also see identify uniques. Okay. Now see, many a times in Excel, we have unique duplicates I can identify. Unique is very difficult to identify. Correct? So that is when, for example, now I have user ID. So many user IDs are there. Now I want to check with everybody that how many user IDs are effectively there. So it becomes difficult. So I can just go to identify. Under duplicates, I have an option called uniques. Under duplicates, I have identify duplicates. The next option is identify unique. So please click on identify unique and apply it on user ID. You will get to know what are all the unique IDs. Correct? So I will just say okay. What it gives me? It gives me, these user ID AS and MA are typically only once. It is not being used more than once. Are you getting it? They're not being used more than once. So they are unique. So I can just go filter here. I have AS and MA. Correct? So AS. There's only one transaction with AS. Likewise, MA. Correct? So this is the opposite of this function. Wonderful. Now the same thing, I want to remove duplicates. That is also possible. This is quite similar to what Excel has. Can we move to the next one? Yeah, identify uniques. We just applied this. Displays that all records that are unique, that is, they are not repeated in the select columns. Okay, now we can also apply one more thing. Find out the number of employees from payroll file who have been paid salary only once. Now there's a good check which we can do. Let's go to the payroll file. How do I know where the payroll file is? Just to scroll up, you have this index. In this, you'll find the payroll file or employee pay sheet or something like that will be there. Where is this? So let's go to employees November. Correct? So I can apply an audit test saying whether these guys have drawn salary only for that particular month or not. correct? So you can apply that unique identifier. Find out the number of employees from payroll file who have been paid salary only once. So apply identify unique. Either I choose based on name or I can choose based on employee ID. Correct? I can choose both also if you want. Let's see. So these are all the employee IDs which is being unique. Correct? So I have 24. How many people I have? I have 25. So one of them is obviously done twice. So quickly you can catch hold of that. So you know what is unique, what is the duplication. Next is identify format. This is a good case, especially whenever you have multiple formats like, you know, PAN, TAN, GST number, validation, all those things. This can be a good one. So let's come back to again to the title sheet. You have a sheet called as PAN. Can you find this? So go to identify. You have format. Same different. I'll come to it. Pawanji, I want to, okay. So since you asked me, I'll take you through. See, same different is a unique audit step where two fields are same, one field is different. Example, let us say the selling price is the same, user ID is the same, but the margin is different. Or the product code is the same, user is the same, but selling price is different. Can you get this? So that is the concept of same different, where two fields are same, one field is different. You can apply you can apply this for multiple fields. One powerful place where you can apply this is on procurement. Okay, so as of now, procurement we are not doing a separate audit because that is a use case which you can. Okay, so therefore I'm going to take you through. Can we perform in any sheet? You can perform in any sheet, absolutely free, but the data should give you that sort of an idea. Correct? The data should be there adequately for that. Okay, so repeat PAN, yes. We click on identify. Under that, there is an option called format. Correct? You have the input value is PAN. Now, what do you want it to do? Do you want to show the field length? You also want to identify exceptions? Yes. So I'll just say, okay, let's see what happens. Look at this. In the same sheet it applied, it gave you a lot of unique attributes. It gives you field length. I think PAN length is how much? PAN length is 10, right? So any fellow other than 10, it will highlight. It has only done everything for me. I need not bother. Why? Somebody while entering the data, there has been some issue. Can you see this? Character, number, character. So maybe some mistake while entering the data. Now you can quickly validate. Now imagine if you get KYC data. You apply this at one shot, don't you think you can do the analysis? You want to figure out if you're doing a KYC audit. At one shot, you can perform this. Okay. Can you please apply on TAN data and share this with me? Please apply on TAN data and share this. Very good. Please apply it on TAN data and show the results. What do I do? ECAT, identify, format, TAN, show field name, identify exceptions, go ahead. Agya? Very good, Vikas ji. Those of you are done, you can apply it on GSTN also. Wonderful. Very good. Wonderful. Great. So those of you done can apply it on GSTN as well. Can you see how simple things you can save time? Now imagine you have to do GSTN validation in Excel. How much formula you have to write? It just takes care of it. One shot, सब कुछ आ जाएगा. Now what we will do, we will head into the next function, and that's called identify gap based upon a character. Okay, now displays gaps in successive alphanumeric records. I have alphanumeric records. On that I want to apply a gap. Correct? Now tell me, where do I have alphanumeric in this entire set of data? Where do I have alphanumeric? Column E is alphanumeric. Very good. Transaction number, I think, is alphanumeric. Very good. Column C, I think, as of now. Yeah. So let's go to this. What is this function which you're going to look into? Identify gaps, character. So again, we go to identify. There's an option called gaps. This is called character. Now see, depending upon what the population is, it is automatically identified what is the attribute. You can always go in and edit it. For example, I don't want transaction description. I want transaction number. And look at the format. It says first 4 are characters. So can you see A, B, C is a character? Then there's a space. And then comes number for this much series. Now you want to change it, you can just always go edit it and change it. I'll just run this. Let's see what happens. Can you see here? There is a gap. 12 to 12 there is a gap. 24 to 24 there is a gap. 41 to 41 there is a gap. Matlab kya hai? After 12 you don't have 13, or rather, you know, from to 12. So I think you have 11. I think you will not be having 12. Let's see where it is. Can you see here? 11 है, 12 नहीं है, मतलब ये repeat हो रहा है. Correct? So that is basically character gaps. Makes sense? Easy? Very good. A lot of you are posting this. You are able to successfully do it. I'm happy. Wonderful. Great. Very good. All right. Can we now go to the next one? Now, let's look into identify changes. Now, this changes is basically wherever you want to compare two files, or, you know, identify gaps, or, you know, identify two spreadsheets or worksheets. You want to compare this cell by cell and highlight all the changes and non-changes. Look at this. You want the change cells also. You want the non-change cells also. Especially, अगर आप एक file है आपके पास, you have sent that file to your client, and the client does all the editing and comes back to you. आपको पता नहीं है कहाँ पर change है. Correct? In Word, we have an option called as track change mode. Excel में ऐसा कुछ मुश्किल है. Correct? So can we apply this? So what I will do is, I will use this on employee November, employee December. Can you see two sheets? Can you find two sheets? Employee November, employee December. उसी पर we can identify. We'll apply this. It's called identify changes. Okay, so let's apply this. I go to identify again. यहाँ पर एक option है identify changes. 1 minute. Yeah, sorry, changes. Can you find under change tab, there is an option called identify changes. I click on identify changes. Can you see here? It is asking which is the primary book, which is the secondary book. Matlab A versus B. Now it is chosen the current sheet automatically. Now I'm asking it to choose boss employees of December ko choose kar do. Correct? Just type E, you will get employee December. Are you able to do so much? I'm just zooming in so that it is visible. I have chosen what? Active workbook. Sample data is automatically chosen. I choose employee November here, employee December. Now it is asking me display only new sheets or records, display both old and new. I can choose what I want. Now I can also say identify the cells that have changed and identify the cells that have not changed. Your choice. Agar मान लो I mention yellow color as the cells which have changed and identify the cells that have not changed, I just put it as some other color. Correct? So some people have already dropped the messages in the group. Okay, now I can also give extract list of changes, all these are optional. I'll just say okay. Wow, look at this. All the yellows are the changes. My goodness, one shot a colorful report aa gaya mere ko. Yes or no, my dear friends? Wonderful. Somebody's already dropped it before even I completed this. I don't know who is this. GRPNA. Vikas ji, perfect. Badhiya aapka report. Can you see the powerful features which these analytics can bring in? Correct. Now, this also gives you a little bit of entertainment for you to work. Otherwise, pura black and white data dekh raha hai. Correct. So that's the difference between a comparison. Repeat, please. Certainly, sir. Certainly. I go to employees November file. I go to this changes tab. I click on identify changes. The moment I click on identify changes, automatically the sheet identifies. And which is the sheet with which I want to compare? I want to compare this with employees of November versus employees of December. Now display only new sheets, display both new and old sheet. I can choose what I want. So I will say display only new sheets. Identify cells that have changed. You highlight it, let's say this time with red color. Identify cells that have not changed. Let's say some other color. Of course, they have given only 4 colors. Yeah. Display comments to be the cells that have changed, showing previous value. If you want to extract the list of changes, let's see what it is. Yeah, dekho. It gives you at one shot what is the old value and new value, and you're also able to get this report. Of course, I chose a wrong color combination, but yes. Don't you think you're saving so much time? Those of you who have done it, please try extract identify changes. This is very good for you because you will get to know exactly what is the old date and what is the new date. Or sorry, what is the old field and then new field. Very good. The other group, I see only 1 or 2 people are posting. I don't know why. There are so many participants. Please do post, sir. This is for your benefit only we are doing it. Because we cannot, I cannot come to your screen and see what you have done. That is the reason I'm asking you to show me the screen in my screen by putting it on WhatsApp or other means. Pawanji, I hope you are able to try it. Let's go to the next function. Duplicates in the same row. Many times what happens, they might be in the same row certain duplicate values. Correct? Displays duplicate values, either character, numeric, in the same row. So let us try this. Find the transactions entered and authorized by the same user. Maker checker concept, na? Correct? So has there been somebody like that? So for that we need to go to the procurement file. Where is procurement file? Here it is, procurement file. If you remember, yesterday we formatted this, or today also I showed it to you how to format this. Now I want to check, there is something called user ID, correct? I'm not sure here whether it has maker and checker. Let me see this. Maker hai. Okay, I have user ID here. My goodness, so much analysis we have done. This file has become very huge. There is no end only. Okay, I think you have to choose the file. Why am I getting this? I think the data set is what? Procurement to harmonize user ID based, right? I'm just seeing whether we have the adequate file. Duplicate values, entered and authorized by the same user. Do I have entered and authorized? That is because you have also chosen the notes. Who is the person who's changed it? You might get it. You're saying Mallikarjuna HS has changed it. That is because somebody has actually done a comparison. Okay, for the time being, I'm not sure whether this will give a right exercise, but let us give it a try. Whether location and go down are same or different, we have to check. In the procurement file, whether location and go down are they same or different, we can check. Okay, and this is duplicates in same row. Identify duplicates in same row. So what is the field I want to detect? I want to detect location and go down. Let's run this. It should ideally give everything as duplicate. Let's run this. Here it is. So all the 2014 records, location and go down are same. Just at one shot, you can get to know. If you want to do some bit of analysis, whether my location and go down are different, you can get to know at one shot. If you remember yesterday when we did audit, we looked into procurement data. Sorry, we looked into what is that? Transaction file, sales or purchase transaction file, where we saw that, you know, can there be a duplication, or can there be a case where same user is approved, user access, you know, in terms of maker and checker are the same, correct? These can help you out. So somebody posted a message, aapka kuch error hai. Darshika, not showing go down column in duplicates window. Just see which file you are looking at. Procurement to harmonize is the file. Go to identify, under identify duplicates, under that in same row, in same row. Got it. Okay. Its column Q is hidden there. That is where is column Q, sir? मेरे पास column Q ही नहीं है. Okay, I'm still seeing some colorful reports coming. Very good. Identify changes. Very good. What is this report? Okay, this is basically location wise. Wonderful. Fantastic. Fantastic, friends. You're going at a very good pace. I'm happy. I'm hopeful that you are picking up from this. What are the important clues? Yeah, it was a hidden row. Okay. Wonderful. I think you should have formatted it, Darshika. I told you what was the option to format, right? You have to click on transform, and then you have to click on harmonize sheet. Okay, so let's come back. So duplicates in same row is fine. Then let's look into same different. Somebody was asking. There's a very handy and powerful function, if you ask me. And what it can do is it can match values of each column of all rows to identify records where values from two select columns are same, but the value is different. Okay, so let's go to procurement file. Identify suppliers whose name and PAN are the same, but address is different. Do I have that data over here? Procurement, I think there are 2-3 procurement files. So if you're finding it difficult, you know, to do all this, Okay, if you have too many sheets, what you can do is there is an option, just for a reference, in ECAT, there's an option called documents. In document, there's an option called index. Can you see here? Just to click index sheets, see what happens. Just to click index sheets. So it creates an Excel index for you. एक shot पर. Where is my Excel? Oh, sorry. मेरा Excel hang हो गया. This is the beauty of technology. It always keeps me humble. Ah, here it is. So sorry. It's just updating, I think. Sorry. Yeah, you can just go click on your tab and just say index, create an index sheet. Look at this. Pura index aa gaya. Pura index aa gaya. Now whatever audit test you have performed also is appearing here. Of course, the index ka color coding nahi hai for you to identify which you have done, which you have not done. But you can always go here and quickly pick it up. Filter डाल दो, type कर लो procurement, correct? आपके पास procurement sheet है. I go to this procurement sheet. Yeah, I'll share this PPT slides, don't worry. Especially, I think this will be very easy for you to get the logic and thought process. Uske baad you can apply wherever possible. Okay, I think a PAN of the supplier, I don't have it here. But what we will do is in the same procurement file, let's do some unique thing. Now, what are the fields you think should be same and what are the fields that should be unique? Please tell me in this procurement file. What do you think should be the same fields and unique fields? Unique is vendor code, PO should be okay, material code, fair enough. Okay, let's put it this way. Can the same PO be given to multiple vendors? No, correct? So I will check whether same PO, same vendor code, duplicate material code. Can we give it a try? Field, these both fields are same, but this field is different. Okay, let's give it a try. That is the same different. Somebody was asking, right? Same different kya hota hai? Correct? So let's give it a try. I go click on ECAT. I go click on identify duplicates, same different. I happen to do one of the procurement audits, and this is very handy for me for us to identify a procurement based fraud. What they used to do is this: for the same invoice number, for the same vendor, multiple POs they had used. Look at that. Same invoice number, same vendor, multiple POs. Correct? So they just used, so basically what they done against multiple POs, they used one same invoice number and they closed it. So in this case, what I want to do, I want same field as PO, same field as PO, same field as vendor code. But what is a different field? Different field is material code. Let's just run it. देख लेंगे ना क्या होगा. No record found, so therefore that means it is unique. So let's go to, but I am getting data. I am getting this PO number, vendor code. Look at this, one PO given to two vendors. And material code is different. I am getting it. I'm not sure what is the field you have chosen. Maybe you chose vendor name. It is showing F10, F11, F12. That is because when you formatted the data was not working fine. I am doing the, there's a sheet by name procurement. There is a sheet by name procurement. This procurement is nothing but, there's one sheet called procurement to harmonize. There's one more sheet called only procurement. Oh, I chose PO date, is it? Okay, sorry. Did I choose pure date? I thought I still chose this one. Identify, duplicates, same, different. I chose PO number. Oh, I chose PO date. Is it okay? I'm not sure. PO number, vendor code, different field is material. Oh, very good. Okay. I think I chose PO date. Thank you, Darshika. Now, can we do some other check? Can we see? Let's go. I mean, this is just a trial which we did. Now, can we see from quantity? Can there be a situation? Same vendor is supplying the same material at different prices. Can you give it a try? Same vendor or same vendor code supplying same material code at different unit price. Can we give it a try? Please give it a try. Please give it a try. Drop a message in the group. So those of you who have completed can obviously drop a message in the group. I think I've still not got any updated message. My sheet got hung up. I think you'll have to close Excel and start once again. हो सकता है, sometimes it gives those challenges. So what do? Go to identify tab. Under identify tab, duplicates. Under that same different. What is the same which will be field which will be the same? Darshika is posted on the group. Vikas is posted on the group. Very good. I choose same as vendor code. I choose same as material code. And I choose different as unit price. Let's run it. Okay, those of you who have posted in the group, tell me what is your inference? Is there some sort of inference you have? What is your inference? Maybe it depends on the user who is passing the entry. If this user is passing the entry, he might be basically doing some mischief. Are you getting it? So all Auto Hire Private Limited is the vendor name. User ID is GT and EQ. Correct? Now you can also see whether, come down a little, you see whether you're getting this error somewhere else. 400 thought brokers. Correct? So C-400. Look at this. Unit price is changing based upon location. Look at this unit price. 109. Maybe it should have been 10.9. He's passed it as 109. Can you see that? You want me to repeat? Sure, certainly. I go to identify, I go to duplicates, same, different. My audit test is, I want to check whether a vendor code or a vendor name, whatever, and a material name, material code. If my vendor code and material code are same, is there a unique price? Is the unit price changing? That means, is my vendor supplying the same product at different prices? Vendor code is same, material code is same, price difference. Can you see this? So let me click on 24x. Look at this beautiful report. This vendor code 335, 24x super couriers, they have supplied different material, same material code. Sorry, the first 1, 2, 3, 4 are same material codes, correct? But the unit price is 25, 25, 10, 10, 10. It is changing. Based on user ID, it is changing. Based on location, it is changing. Correct? Don't you think this is a good inference? You can take decisions based on it. I just explained the same thing. Prachi, did you get it? Correct? Now I can always save this. do whatever is the concern analysis I want. Just filter and sort it, you may probably get it. Okay, so let's quickly move further. Same different I took you through. Next is a fuzzy match. This is arranged. This is something which I really like. This concept is called fuzzy match. Fuzzy match is a situation where certain items, display some sort of a similarity, but they have done some sort of transposition, especially in this invoice number. Assuming you're passing procurement data, sales data, etc. Let us say that you are doing some matching in terms of invoice number. I told you one PO should have only one invoice number, correct? But the same invoice number I'm using duplication, but I'm using with one small alteration, space, comma, full stop, etc. Then you can use this, fuzzy match. For this, what we will do, we will use a sheet by name accounts trans. I will use a sheet by name account trans. So if you're not able to locate it, go to the home sheet, home page, correct? Go to the home page, go filter for accounts trans. Are you able to open the sheet? Now go to this ECAD tab, click on this option called fuzzy match. The moment I click fuzzy match, you have various options. I just click on arrange. Are you with me? ECAD tab, fuzzy match, arrange. Now I am asking the system to arrange something. Which is that I want to arrange? I want to arrange the transaction description. And I want to tell them there could be various split values. It could be semicolon. Correct? I'm choosing here over here as space example. Okay. And I say, boss, find the duplicates. Let's see what happens. Look at this beautiful report. I get to know duplicates. See, purchase of HDD, purchase HDD of. Look at the small thing what that fellow has done. Check number 93 towards printers. Check number space. He might have given some space. Could have just given some extra space. Correct? 93 towards check number. So all of them are arranged in the same order. Now, don't you think when you are doing a fraud-based audit, at one shot you can identify quickly? Correct? Now, can you try with some other colon? Because now here this is colon, right? Can we try with the colon? Now I go click on fuzzy match, arrange. Now I can either just to choose arrange or I can choose only find duplicates. So I choose transaction description. Now I choose others and I choose here colon. Now find the duplicates. I'm not choosing find duplicates, I'm saying everything. Now it will only arrange the data for you. Once it arranges the data, you will get the information. Sorry, I think I hit the cancel button. Arrange. What is that I want to arrange? Transaction value. Correct? I choose semicolon, or I can also choose others. I can choose colon. Find duplicates. Let's run this. So it's given me only one case. Can you see it is also given multiple parameters of arrangement. So this is the beauty of this, where you can identify lot of fraud indicators. Very good. Wonderful. Okay. What is the next thing we'll apply? Stratified random sampling. This is something which I wanted to quickly take you through. And this is a sampling technique. For this, let's come back to the sales file. My goodness, so much of analysis we have done. Yeah, sales trans file. Now I go to sampling. I go click on selection, or I can choose criteria. I can choose by profile. I can choose by analysis. So let's not go too much into it. I'll just choose sampling based on a profile, and that is stratified sampling. Stratified sample based on numeric. Remember the stratified data which we did earlier? Stratification. Remember this tab? Correct? Now I click, earlier I clicked autofill, all these groups it created. Let's choose 25,000 as the group now for simplicity's sake. I just autofill, everything is ready. Now until here there is no change. Click OK. Yahan tak no change. Now change comes in this step. Until here no change. But can you find this tab called sampling enabled? Now please click on sampling. Now you can choose your sample size. The beauty of this is you can choose the type of sampling you want. Do you want the top 10 under each of them? Or do you want a random? Correct? If I choose top 10, I have to choose top 10. Correct? Of what? Of obviously, you have to choose, specify the criteria of anything, or I just choose random for the time being. And I can also mention what is my sample size or sample percentage. Both of them, whichever I want, I can choose. So let's presume sample size. I choose here, I want more. So I choose 15. Niche, I want lesser values. Correct? Now I can just extract it. Simple but powerful. Correct? Now this is what is the beauty. You can save all of this and this becomes your stratified random sampling. How much of documentation you can have. Sure, I will repeat it. Akash ji, please go to your sales, go to sampling, under sampling profile, under profile stratified, under stratified numeric. The moment you do this, click on this numeric. From here, please click on sales. Choose the incremental value of 20,000, 25,000, whatever is your choice. Autofill. Click OK. Until there's no changes. Okay, so until here there's no change. The change now comes in. When you click on sampling, you can choose the sample size which you want. So here now I'm choosing sample percentage instead of this thing. I just choose here. I want to verify in detail 25%. Correct. I want to verify this very high level 25%, 25%. Now these are only few items, right? 5%, 10%, and I choose 100% for this. Why 100%? Because I want everyone. Okay, so it says it is more than the available value, so it may give you an error. So you can just choose 1, whatever. Go ahead and extract. All right, so that's as simple as it can get. Some more messages on the group. Very good. Okay, great. Okay, you can do again various types of sampling. I'm not spending too much time there. I will quickly jump into relative size factor. Before that, it is 10 a.m. So I thought I'll take the sentiment of the group. So can we head for a break for 15 minutes? Yeah. So what we'll do is it's 10 o'clock, 10:15, let's come back. And when we come back, what we will do is we'll discuss a few more functions and quickly jump to TCAT. Of course, I cannot give you each and every function, but just to give you an overall idea, what I will do is I'll give you this PowerPoint slides. So we can obviously learn from it. Correct? Makes sense? Wonderful. Let's come back at 10:15. Sorry.